Hello and welcome back to the Walrus Plays. Back in Stardew Valley today, as we re-enter High Ridge Farm with the Walrus himself, as we engage in the first weekend of the summer season. Now, I've got to quickly get cracking with this large area of wheat, and thankfully with the advantages of the new watering can, this shouldn't take too much time. Now I know it's only a copper one, but hey, it's a heck of a lot faster than it was with the original old one, and believe me, I am glad of that. The main game plan for this weekend is to predominantly hit up the mines, get a little bit deeper, and obtain as much iron as possible, as well as some copper, and to try and obtain a couple of frozen tears, as well as some frozen geodes. So I don't think that would be impossible to do, but that's the main aim of my plans for this weekend. Now, of course, my large quantity of wheat here is growing nicely, and it is my main aim for that is to just get some quick money. I know it's not much, it's not valuable, but at the same time, I don't have a huge amount of money as it is. As you can see, I've only got 774 G, gold, gil, groats, galoshes. Again, I still don't quite understand what the currency is, but yeah. I mean, trying to find a place that actually would use galoshes as a as a transactional currency, that would be very weird. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly grab a few items as I wander around and get ready to go into the town and then head to the mines. Now, of course, because my energy is quite low after doing all that early work on the farm there, I am going to head up to the spa and quickly heal myself up so I have a bit more energy, because that'll be damn helpful. Now, I am also going to very quickly head on over to the blacksmith and go and see Clint, because I've got a couple of geodes I'd like him to smash open with the big hammer. So let's see. What are we going to have inside here? And I think what I really need to start doing is organising what and when and how I'm actually going to do things, because my current aim is to get either the pickaxe or the axe upgraded, and I think it's going to be the pickaxe, which will allow me to just occupy myself with work on the farm itself rather than the mine, and that will help me clear out a bit more of the debris. And I know I've been talking about which one to upgrade first, but I think I'm feeling a bit more inclined with the pickaxe at the moment, because it's something I can easily do and get done. At the same time, however, I do need more money, so that's going to be a fun challenge, methinks. Now, let's just see here. Ooh, more forageable goodies. Now, of course, I would like to upgrade my foraging skill, because if I can get that higher, then I can, of course, have getting the iridium quality things, which would be nice, especially since I haven't really got very much that I'll be able to showcase later in the autumn with the farming. It's not really a showcase, but it's the Stardew Valley Harvest Festival thing, and I don't really have 9 items that are actually good enough to show off. I mean, I've got a gold bar. Woo! So I need to figure out what I'm going to do for that, and I do know that there are some items that are just inherently more useful and more valuable to it, but we'll see what we can actually obtain in the mines and in the farm, because if I get some nice gold crops, that'll be the main aim on that one. Or some good fish, as a good mix of things is going to be a good idea. I think I've got a diamond, I think I've got a gold bar, so those will go forwards as part of the stuff that I'd like to showcase for it, and I think that's not a terrible thing to put forward, but we'll see. As I might end up with some good crops, really. I think that's going to be it. It's just, what crops can I get, what other shiny bits can I get, and that sort of thing. But again, we'll see. Now, let's have a look. So I'm going to head into the mines a bit now and considering the mines themselves are going to be quite easy to get through, I think, at the moment, because it is just going in and smashing up some rocks, getting some icy bits, and, you know, that sort of stuff. But we will see how much, how far I can actually get down in the mines itself. Now, come on. Let's see what we can get. Of course, I've got quite a lot of random miscellanea on me at the moment, like with the random bits of food and the random ore. So they're actually quite helpful, but how helpful they'll be is a very different question. Now, of course, one of the things that was actually mentioned to me was actually the use of the slime hutch. Now, I've never actually built one in any of my playthroughs before, but somebody was mentioning like you can actually get some useful stuff from it because the slimes themselves can drop things in the same way that having the chickens and such is a useful generation of items for it, like the feathers from ducks along with rabbits' feet and fluff and eggs, of course, that sort of thing. But we'll actually have a quick check and see on that one. But anyway, it's one of those things that maybe I won't bother doing the slime stuff right off the bat. Obviously, I can't at the moment, and as you can see, my inventory is rather full at the moment, and I need to get rid of some of this miscellanea. And, of course, as I get further and further down in the caves, of course, I've now obtained the Master Slingshot, which is, again, something I've never really used, and I just can't quite get my head around it. Maybe it's because I use a controller to try and play with it and it doesn't work quite as well as I'd like. Maybe it's just that. I mean, I understand the principle behind it. It's just I've never really found it particularly helpful. Well, that's a lot of crystals. Okay, I didn't actually realise that the crystals could drop refined quartz. Kind of makes sense, but I didn't actually realise they could do so. And, oh, go away, bats. Shove off. I know the wings, again, quite helpful from these guys. Oh, good grief, there's loads of them. Go away. Shoot. Shoot. Be gone, you horrible critter. Bloody bats. Anyway, oh, I think they're just infinitely spawning at this point. Maybe I should try and get further in. Okay, just go away. Now, I know that I'm feeling a bit weak now at the moment, considering fighting the skeletons at this level in the mines at floor 71. It's going to take me a little while to chip through them. So again, maybe I need to upgrade the sword, or hope that I get an upgraded sword drop, because the last time I purchased a weapon upgrade, lo and behold, of course, I got a brand new weapon from the first floor, I think. So that was fun and really annoying. But we'll see. Go away. Bloody bats. Maybe I should also make a few bombs just to help me clear out here a bit quicker. But again, that's just little things that I need to do just to make this my life in here a bit easier. Now, off we trot. Oh, that is a lot of iron ore over there. Now, I know I don't need iron quite that much in the grand scheme of things, but it's going to be helpful, because if I want to make any fences, I'd rather make them out of iron rather than the wooden fence, because they're going to just last a lot longer. And I am going to be making fences as a general thing, because I want to have animals, and I'm going to want to control where they go. Because the whole free roaming thing, I have had it where animals have got lost, essentially. Not permanently, but they've got trapped outside because they've got wandered off around the farm and seemingly forgotten how to get back to their barn, which is really annoying. I've never lost an animal from that, but I have heard that that is possible. That they can have a wildlife incident, I think it's probably one way of putting it. But they have been quite upset with me afterwards, which is it's not my fault they managed to forget how to get there. Left the door open for them. But again, having them in a controlled area also means that I could, in theory, have areas in which I have grass growing. And then once they've eaten all the grass in that area, switch them to a different paddock, which I've never tried doing, and I think it might be clever. Whether it is, very different question, but I'm going to give it a try. because I think it'll be interesting more than anything. Just to have a go at doing a little bit more in-depth with the animals. Because most of the time I've just used them, it's just been, oh, it's just another resource. Especially with things like the cheeses, where actually being able to age them in the cellar, once you've got the aging casks, it's actually quite helpful. I know they don't take very long to do in there compared to wines, but hey, it's something different. It's something easy to do, I think. And especially if you've got like good quality cheeses from good quality milks, like the large milk I think is gold quality cheeses, that'll make it quite easy to get to the iridium, which again I can hold on to and use as part of the displays, which again quite helpful. Also, they're a lot more valuable, which is again useful more than anything. But that's going to be like generally the game plan and going forward. I mean, in the same way, I'd like to also increase my reputation and familial bond, like not familial bond, the bond that I have with Shane, just so I can get the blue chickens, because I think they're adorable. Aha, some copper, finally. Which shouldn't be spawning this low in the mines, surely? I don't know. Don't really care that much either. Right, let's get out of here in a second, because it's getting pretty late. I guess that's the big problem I've got at, is that I am just inherently really greedy. And I'm always like, oh, but I could get this. Oh, this could happen. This could be great. I don't know if that sword's better. Let's have a look. 20 to 30. Oh my goodness, that is so much better. So there we go. I don't need to buy a new sword, thank goodness. I was saying about wanting an upgraded blade, so that's an inherent advantage there. So I now saved some money. Huzzah. Right, let's leg it back to the farm, put a couple of things on to smelt, and leave that overnight and get to bed, considering it's 1 AM now. I think that is going to have a negative impact on my energy, which is not good, but I'll live. So yeah, it's gonna negatively impact the next day, but I'll live. Right, let's just quickly get this copper onto smelt and some of that iron, and off we trot. We'll just plop this away. Well, I've got a fair few bits of useful, and there we go. Should have the correct amount of coal to smelt the iron there, and so on and so forth, which is the important thing. And bone fragments, well, that can live in the monster loot chest. Is that okay? The artifact I can actually take to Gunter. That'll be useful and helpful stuff. Just quickly pop the construction materials away. At least the game pauses whilst you're rooting around in chests, because that would suck if it didn't. It'd be an absolute pain in the posterior too. Right, let's quickly get into bed. We have 20 minutes to spare. There we go. So we've now got to level 4 combat, so that's kind of nice. We've got a little bit more health, and we made sweet naff all money, but kind of a given considering the day that we had. Oh well. Right, so it's Saturday now, and let's have a quick look and see what the weather report is going to be for Sunday. So it's going to be nice and sunny. That's good. Oh, crikey, that's going to be something I need to deal with, is lightning strikes are going to be a thing with the summer and autumn storms. So I'm going to have to actually start looking at getting a lightning rod, and quickly. As silly as it is, I actually have had some interesting experiences with lightning strikes personally in the last couple of years. As here at my home, I had an electrical storm that actually took out my laptop. The surge fried my motherboard, which has meant that I am down a laptop. Well, it sort of works, but it's not working optimally. I think it's probably the easiest way of putting it. So it's not the greatest thing in the world. It's quite disappointing that that's the case. Otherwise, when I used to live in the United States, I remember one of the big hurricanes hitting. Now, I lived in Ohio, so I wasn't exactly in prime hurricane area, but I was definitely in tornado area. But the impacts from this huge tropical storm did cause massive lightning strikes and really big storms nearby. And my home actually got struck by lightning, which, if you've ever had it happen, it's such a weird occurrence, because I was half asleep, I knew what was going on, it's just a storm, whatever. But when the lightning struck the house, all of the electrical things, just like the lights flickered on for a moment, and the fans in the room just started whirring for all of a second, and it was really, really weird and really creepy, actually. And then, unfortunately, the transformer box, the little grey things now, it's weird because we don't really have those here in the UK, but I saw them all over the States, and they confused me a bit. But I remember one of them getting struck, and the explosion was pretty loud. Startled me and my neighbour's dog, definitely. Poor thing was yapping for hours. But that's just lightning storms. So because of that, I will freely admit I'm a bit more nervous when it comes to actual lightning strikes, even in game, because I've suffered. The heavens have betrayed me repeatedly, and it's been quite annoying. But hey ho, that's just a thing. But it does mean that I'm a bit more nervous about it because of the impact damage. The lightning storms don't scare me or even give me even slightest bit of concern. It's literally just that I am annoyed about my stuff getting broken. Which I think is quite reasonable, being irritated by stuff breaking, especially when you've got no control over it. I think that's the big thing, is if something breaks, it's alright if you know how to fix it, or if there's been an obvious reason for it breaking, or something like that, that is something that you can deal with. But when it comes to lightning storms, not really much I can do on that. But, well, that's just how it is. So, here we go. Now, I am going to quickly get some more gubbins here. So I think current plan is to go back to Clint, get some more geodes smashed up, and get some more stuff on the go, because the faster we can get things done, the better. Now, I've got a few things to put in the community centre and a couple of things to give to Gunter as well. Now, I've just realised that I've sold all my wheat, so that's a really annoying one. Oh well. That's how it is. But I'm going to probably grow a fair bit more of that later on, because having that, it's a quick, easy turnaround. Again, it's not the most profitable. I'm sure somebody could tell me, like, cost versus time and things, but I just want to get stuff done. And, of course, being able to ship out everything is also quite nice, because the shipping out all the crops is quite a useful thing to do. There we go. So let's process some geodes, because I think Mr. Key has some things related to that later on when you visit him on what is the name of the island in this game? I don't know. I've forgotten. I know it exists, and I know that he's got a little outpost thing there where he spies on you, amongst other things, but I don't really remember what the name of the island is. But then again, I've only visited it very briefly in one of my other games of this that I've played through. So I know it's there. I know there's some coconuts, and I know there are some seeds, walnuts, I think. But it's one of those things that I'm sure I will stumble through when I actually get there. But my current aim for this is to at least do a year. Maybe I'll do year 2 as well. We'll see how well that goes. Righty, let's see. So let's get some more. What would be good? So corn will probably be sensible, because I can have that during both this and the next season. And that's probably not a terrible idea. Right, so let's go and dump some stuff up here. Let's see what we can actually put in here. So it's nice that whilst in the frosty, chill bits of the mines, you can actually obtain some of the winter forageables, because that does make life a lot easier. There we go. Put the chub in there. So I need a purple mushroom and a nautilus fossil. Now I know the nautilus fossil comes around during the winter, so that's a little way off, unfortunately, on that one. But I can wait. I can live. Here we go. So that's another one of the winter. So I've only got 2 more to do for that. So that's pretty good. I don't think you can get the... Well, you can't get the flower from the... is there a crocus or something? You can't get that from the mines, which is a shame, but it's not that far off. And I'm sure I can get as... I'm trying to do as much as physically possible within a single year, because otherwise it'll be really blooming hard. But it's not the end of the world. So let's go and plant these 4 bits of corn, which is not much, but they were expensive and I didn't have much money to begin with. But again, it'll be useful and it can give me some extra cash monies, and that's really all I need. Just some extra financially goodies. There we go. Plonk those down and water them. Bloop. Bloop. Right. Now, I think once we've done that, I might end up heading back down the mines for a little bit further down. See if I can get to floor 80, because that would be nice, because that would be another definitive point in the mine where I've actually achieved a level in there where I'm happy with that. But of course that will possibly mean I will need to stop off at the spa again just to heal up some of that energy. But off we trot. I think one of the things that I really need to do is, as soon as I can get a hold of coffee, oh, that'd be so grand, because then I can actually just move so much faster. I know it's not much of an improvement, but coffee does make a real big difference early in the game, being able to zip around much quicker. Although I know that it's not the easiest thing to actually obtain early on, because unfortunately it doesn't grow particularly well. Well, it does grow reasonably well, but you need to sow it at the right time, and it's the sort of thing that I would rather have constantly growing in the house. Like having a couple of bushes of it in the house somewhere, because that would be handy more than anything, because that would allow me to keep an amount of coffee on the go, which I think is a reasonable thing, having fresh beans growing in your home. Hey, I mean, if I could have coffee beans that I could harvest in my own house, that would be great. Especially every couple of days, being able to have just like a nice fresh pot of coffee. Oh, that'd be fantastic. I haven't done a proper cup of coffee from a cafetiere and like freshly ground beans for a while. Unfortunately for me, it's usually just freeze-dried nastiness, because it's cheap. And, yeah. I have friends who have worked in like proper coffee shops, not Starbucks, like, you know, proper ones, and sneer at me somewhat for my poor quality taste in coffee. But it's the, I just need the caffeine, please just give me the caffeine, I'm addicted, I need it to live, man. Stop sneering at me. I can't help it that I'm not quite as qualified or able to brew to your standards and capabilities, but please, it's not my fault. Righty, so let's see if we can get much further down. So we're on floor 77 at the moment, so a couple more floors and we'll hit 80, which would be nice. I think floor 80 might be where it starts turning into the lava cave bit, so that might be where I can start getting the fire quartz, which I know I need to complete one of the bundles. Not the blacks. It might be one of the smithing bundles, I think. I think it's one of the blacksmithing bundles? Or the ones in that area on the board, at least. Although I'm not looking forward to the one where I have to just keep throwing money at it, because that's just not fair. Because I have very little money right now, and I don't really want to throw a vast quantity of cash monies at it. I mean, it also means that I'm very glad that I haven't gone and worked with Joja, because, well, I haven't got the money for it. Also, Joja are evil and can go away, because they smell. I just also really don't like the guy from Joja. I think that's kind of deliberate, though. Most players don't go for Joja Mart. Partly because he's a horrible person. But then again, it's kind of that idyllic sort of view of, oh yeah, countryside life, it's wonderful. And, having lived in the countryside for most of my life, it's going around a small village, especially growing up, sucked so much because there really wasn't much to do. You couldn't really do anything, you couldn't go anywhere very easily because living out in the sticks made that it was really difficult and also just dull, which kind of sucks in the grand scheme of things, because as an adult I look at it and go, oh, yeah, but it was quite nice, it's pleasant, but as a child, nah. Okay, yes, I could explore the forests and things like that, but the trouble was, it was just the rest of it. Like, if I went into the local town, there was just nothing to do. Other than having old people complain at you for being young and there. And apparently in the way and disrespectful for just existing. But then again, the place I lived pretty much was just a giant old folks' home. It was just full of grumpy old people. Great fun. But oh well, that's just how it was. Right, so 82. Let's see, I wonder if I can get 85 now. My energy's high enough, I think. Oh, go away, you horrible shadow demon thing. Okay, so some regular quartz. It's not quite what I need. I mean, it's useful, but it's not quite what I'm after, because I'm after that shadow quartz. Ooh, big lot of boxes. The thing is, I do quite enjoy finding these little wooden bits with lots of boxes on, because it's just easy free loot. And I like free loot. That makes life easy. Wow, this sword does swing pretty damn quick, doesn't it? It's the little things like having a high speed modifier on the sword that makes it really useful. Like, because most of the time, if I've got the opportunity, I'll use like the galaxy hammer when I've got everything, because it's just so damaging and it does the area of effect thing. But I've never really got on with the daggers because the reach is quite short and the flurry attack is quite nice, but I've never really got on with them. Maybe it's something I should try again. Like, if I get a half-decent dagger, I'll actively try using it. But I do like the swords because you can block with it. And I'm not saying I'm any good at doing the blocks, but it's something nice to have the option. And occasionally it works. Other than just flailing wildly with a sword. Because, as we know, the poor old Walrus is definitely not a talented sword fighter. Okay, let's kill this horrible armoured thing. Go away. I know I should probably head down, considering I've now got the way down to floor 85, which will make my life a lot easier. But I do kind of want to just murder absolutely everything here. Just seeing if there's anything else I can harvest. I guess that little bit extra gold will be nice. Right. And I think I need gold to make the lightning rod as well, so that will be helpful. Because I would much rather have the ability to make them. I don't even know if I know how to make them. I think you need to get your farming to a certain level before you can even make them, so that's a little way off, unfortunately. Right, okay, my energy and my health are getting a bit low here. That's not good. Oh, go away, slime. I should probably make a couple of the rings as well, because I think I've got the one that gives you increased illumination, which might be quite good. Okay, let's just get out of here. Oh, come on. Heal up. Okay, so now we can get out of here nice and quick. And stroll on back to the farm. Again, put some stuff on to smelt and generally be ready. Because that's the main thing, is actually getting some stuff done. And like the bone fragments, I think you can use them to turn into fertilizer, but you need to do some of the individual special quests. I think you need to do the special quest for is it Pierre or is it Demetrius? It's one of those two who gives it to you. But once you get it, of course, it gives you an actual use for the damn things. But other than that, I think they used as currency for some of the stuff. But, we'll see. So we're just going to start slam some of the stuff away here that we don't really need. Some more seeds that can get planted, and just smelt these last bits of iron that we've got here, because that's a conveniently nice bit of 20 there. And then we'll just stick the gold in the other miscellanea away. Let's pop that in there. Yep, don't need that, don't need those. And we do need a couple more bits of coal for that. There we go, so that can be done for tomorrow. That can go there, put the jade in there. So yeah, I've got a few useful things that I might be able to make some use out of. We'll see though. Right, and let's pop those there, and off we trot. Nice and easy. Now I think I need one of the red mushrooms for the forage, well not foraging bundle, but one of the bundles needs red mushrooms. I forget which one, to be honest, but I think one of them does. And I think I know I need the purple ones for the a couple of other ones as well. Okay, so I can now make the larger bomb, which, if I make a few of those at some point, that could mean that I'll get down in the mines a lot faster, because it'll just clear a large area for me, which would make my life a lot easier. And considering how lazy I am, that would be great. Now, let's see, what do we need? Okay, so there we go. So we've got the first storm approaching. So that's not good. Well, not good for me at least. Because, as I've said, I'm not fond of losing things to storms. And they can go away, thank you very much. Right. So, we've watered everything here. We've got a couple of hot peppers. Now, I know they are the mayor's favourite fruit. Although it's weird to think of a pepper as a fruit, even though it is. It's one of those things that, you know, people getting funny about tomatoes being a fruit, but it's a fruiting plant. It's not a root. So, but it's one of those things. I do have a small pot of chili peppers just growing in my kitchen. They haven't really grown anything particularly large this year, but I might get a couple out of them, and maybe I'll be able to use some of those in my cooking. It's quite nice to be able to just reach over and grab one off the plant. I will definitely say that. Same as being like I've got a small herb garden. Being able to go out and get some fresh mint or rosemary or thyme is just really nice and helpful, especially when I'm doing like something a bit more elaborate, or if I want a mojito, which I will freely admit I don't drink because I'm not fond of white rum. It's just not my thing. Right, so I need at least 2,000 to upgrade that, but you know, at least it'll be done. And once the hoe's upgraded, that'll make life a little bit easier again. Just because it'll just mean I'll be able to hoe more land in the same way as the being able to water more crops, because that's so helpful. Right, so we've actually got some iridium ore, which is really freaking awesome. But if I can obtain actually a couple more, I need 2 more to smelt it, because that'll be useful as to sort of like show off as part of the harvest festival thing. Because that way I can actually have something unusual. I say unusual. It's valuable. That's kind of the big thing I'm getting from it. So let's just quickly go on in here and put some stuff away as part of the donation bundle things. No, it's not that one. Ah, there it is. It's a dye bundle. Oh, I need to grow some sunflowers as well. Oh, okay. That's not too difficult, I don't think. Just need to get some seeds. And again, like the corn and wheat, they grow through both the summer and the autumn-fall season, which is a godsend, because otherwise it'd be really frustrating. Now, I know I've got a few more of the forageable seeds growing at the moment, so it'd be nice when those become ready, because then I'll at least be able to harvest those, essentially. Right, but I am going to fling this sweet pea in the chest here, as well as that red mushroom, because I do not need that. Right, let's just quickly plonk these in the ground here, nice and easy. There we go, some more wheat growing, and I also need to get at least 10 bits of hay as part of the fodder bundle. So I'm sure I'll be able to manage that with the crops here. That'll just make life look quite easy. I think I need an apple as well. Now, I know that one's going to be a little bit more tricky because I don't have an apple tree. And I think I need to get that growing. So I know they're expensive, but I also need to figure out where I want to put my orchard of fruiting trees. And the thing is, they are expensive. And that's the big problem, is they are not cheap to grow. Because they do cost quite a bit. Now, let's take that bomb with me. And let's throw the sweet pea in here. Go on. Yeah, go away. Right, let me just double check. So, one more bit of gold here. Thank you, cat. Ooh, nearly put a bomb down on him. Don't really want to do that, because I don't think the cat's going to appreciate being blown up. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think any animal would appreciate being blown up, especially by an inconsiderate daft farmer like myself. That won't end well. Righty. So, let's just quickly stroll on over. Now, I think I'm going to try and get a little bit further into the mines again, as I think that would probably be pretty darn sensible. Because again, the further we can get into the mines, the better. Now let's have a quick look and see where we can get. Come here, grape. You might be useful. A little bit of extra energy. It's always nice. Now, if I can get that little bit of fire quartz, because that's what I need. Like, the most out of this part of the mines is fire quartz, which I know is silly, but it'd be really helpful to get. Go away. Now, I've got to decide where is a good place to slap the bomb down more than anything as well, because being able to use it effectively, different question. Let's have a look. No. Keep mining these bits. No. Nothing exciting there. No. Drat. I would like the way down. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Because that's the other option, is after getting a certain amount of stone, I could just make a set of stairs to go down. Which I know is a thing. But at the same time, it's not always that helpful in the grand scheme of things, especially when you've got other plans, essentially. Okay, well, let's just go down. Right, so this floor might be a good one to actually put the bomb down on, because that looks like a good selection of clustered up rocks, which would be nice and bombable. Oh, there's a bat there. I need to get rid of you. Oh, go on. Go away. Shoo. Be gone. There we go. It's my usual monster appearing phrasing. Shoo and be gone, you. Goodness, I could sound any more ridiculously middle-classly British. It kind of hurts. But that's just the way I talk. I can't help it. It's just me. And, yeah. It's always been a weird one for me sometimes. I say always been a weird one for me sometimes. Good grief, what nonsense am I chatting? Anyway, I'm going to ignore my train of thought there and continue mining, as I'm not the brightest spark in the box. And, yeah. Again, muddling up particularly good colloquial phrases like not the sharpest tool in the box and not the brightest spark. But I'm just going to slam those together and essentially derp my way through it all. Such a genius. Okay, well, I found the way down. Huzzah. Okay, so we found another mushroom. That might be valuable, I guess. Is there an easy way down? It's only 5 o'clock. Good grief. I hadn't realised how early it was in the day still. Right, let's get that ruby. That's, again, valuable. Kill you because you're horrible and a weird shadow creature and want to attack me. So, no, didn't want to pickaxe you. Do want to slash you with somebody's bone sword, though. Which, I'm not sure if that's a skeleton using another skeleton's arm or leg as a weapon. Bit creepy, though. Just the idea of like another skeleton's just picked up your leg bone and gone, well, you know, I'm just going to sharpen this and just hit the enemy with you, Steve. But I need that leg. I need it to walk. Suitably weird. Suitably bizarre. But hey, that's just the way this game has decided. Right, let's leave the mine. Okay, so if we start heading back to the house, because that would be sensible. So I can actually put some... Oh, good grief, I do have a low energy. Don't really want to accidentally hit anything. I should probably have this selected. Goodness. So I'm going to go and smelt some more gold, so that's good. So I've got a few more gold bars potentially on the go, which would be nice. And a few more grass starters, so I can actually plonk them down. I am going to try putting it... Because I've not really seen if I can grow grass outside of the farm. Hopefully. Because just having areas of it is kind of helpful. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 more bars. So that's good. And let's deposit things in their appropriate chests. So we've got a little bit of gold. So I've got 2 more bits of gold that I can do. So that's good. And then I've got the rubies for the first time as well. I think I need to give one of them to Gunter, though. Yeah, I do. So that's a thing for another trip into town. Bit of a moot point at this point in the day, considering it's 7 o'clock and he's clearly not open anymore. Right. Let's put the fibre in there. Mixed seeds. No, I want the mixed seeds because I could actually use that. I might actually go and plant some of these bits of grass around the farm just to get a little bit of foliage ready for later on, because that probably wouldn't hurt, and especially since it doesn't take any energy to actually put down. In the same way it doesn't take any energy to plant stuff, thankfully, which does seem a bit odd and counterintuitive, but let's just slap some around by the rubble of the greenhouse. Probably don't want to have anything too close to my seeds, because that wouldn't work well. But I can easily have it near the trees. So we've got ourselves some crayfish. So that'll be useful for fertilizer production, more than anything, because any fish, regardless of value, is used in that. And considering crayfish and snails and periwinkles aren't exactly the most exciting of creatures, that'll be quite helpful. There we go, so let's just cut down those. Right, let's go and have a look at what other things we've got lying around. So we've got a little bit of grass growing, so hopefully it'll spread sooner rather than later, because the more of that I have, the easier it'll be in the long run. Again, I've got no animals right now, so it's not really that helpful. But, at the same time, it's something I'd rather have than not, essentially. Right. Why have I got that sorted out? There we go. It is frustrating that you can't ship off the swords. You can't, you have to take them to the Adventurers Guild to sell, which is annoying. Because it'd be so much easier if you could just hoik them off and just go, nope, don't need that, go away. But of course, game has its restrictions, and weirdly, it's on weapons. You can't sell them. You can't be, you can't ship those out. It'd be a bit strange to have a farmer who then suddenly starts shipping out large quantities of swords and daggers. Yeah, very much so. This isn't Skyrim. You can't just mass manufacture iron daggers to level yourself up. It's not how this works. Okay, so let's just fling some more things in the shipping container. Don't need those. And come on. Let's just scythe my way through a little bit of grass here that's just in the way and should be gone. I say grass, fibre. Go away. Shoot. Again, just getting a little bit of grass, and it's just trying to control these bits more than anything. Because it's quite annoying. Now, look at that. That's a lot of stuff that I'm going to need to harvest later on. So that's a frozen tear as well. I wouldn't have expected one of the... Or unless it's a frozen geode. I wouldn't have expected that to be in the random miscellanea quarry bit that you get with this farm. It's quite nice that you've actually got that as an option, though. A little bit of extra resource. Again, not quite what I expected, but it's helpful. More than anything. Right. I don't think there's much else. Oh, yeah, I haven't planted this, have I? There we go. So that's already watered, so that's good. Right. So I think that's going to be it for today. So, hopefully you'll catch us again on the next episode, which will be week 2 of the summer. And hopefully I should be able to start upgrading some of those tools a bit better. And once again, thank you for tuning in.